Sakurai and his team dropped nothing short of a bombshell during the Monday livestream announcement. Almost everyone, including myself, thought Shulk was going to be the one announced on that day, purged on by the impossibly correct predictions the Gematsu leak made, and the retweet of Sakurai's post by one of the developers of Xenoblade Chronicles. But instead, we were greeted with the awesomeness that is Captain Motherfucking Falcon, the innovative dumps Robin took on every clone ever made, and Lucina. But does this really stop Shulk's chances of getting in the game? Well, let's see what we have to work with. What he's got going for him is that he's the main protagonist of the critically acclaimed Xenoblade Chronicles, a Nintendo JRPG that already has a sequel coming out for the Wii U. Sakurai himself tweeted a prop of his main weapon, the Monado, at a concert in late 2013. And there's still the mystery as to why the fuck one of the developers of the game retweeted Sakurai's post. What he's got going against him is the sheer number of sword fighters we already have. Including the Mii Sword Fighter and Toon Link, that's 6. 7 if Meta Knight comes back. Then again, you could also argue that Shulk is no ordinary sword fighter, especially if they incorporated some of the mechanics from Xenoblade Chronicles into his moveset. Let me explain. The first mechanic they could use could be the tension system, a mechanic that measured Shulk's performance in battle according to his state of morale. The angrier he looks in his picture, the better he'll fight. Same thing can be applied to Smash Brothers. Instead of a static portrait like everyone else, Shulk's would change according to how well he's faring on stage. If he isn't getting enough hits in, his damage output would slightly decrease, shown by a depressed portrait. If he's comboing attacks well, he could slightly output more damage, shown by a pissed off portrait. Just watch the fuck out when he goes Super Saiyan. Secondly is the use of battle arts for both his smashes and specials, but in slightly different ways. For his smashes, it could add unique secondary effects if he manages to hit anyone with a fully charged up attack. For example, if he hits someone with Shaker Edge at full charge, a possible down smash that has him perform a spinning downward sweep, it could leave the opponent dazed. Likewise, Air Slash, a wild upward swing, could slow down the opponent at full charge, while Stream Edge, a powerful horizontal strike, could recharge the cooldown on his specials if charged up to its max. Which leads me to the third mechanic. Cooldown, a system that stops players from spamming certain attacks. This can be used to balance out his specials, which would have a longer cooldown depending on how powerful the attack is. Monado Buster, for example, would have you charge up the length of the Monado's energy beam, and upon release would have you perform a jump strike. Think opening up your lightsaber, but on drugs. A very powerful attack and therefore a longer cooldown time. Similarly, Monado Purge would have you unleash a green energy wave that could stun the opponent up close, with a medium cooldown. While Monado Cyclone can be used for his up special, allowing him to ride a column of light upwards, creating an area of effect when done on the ground. Faster cooldown since it is his recovery. Monado's shield can be a part of his physical shield, just as Yoshi's shield is his egg. In game the cooldown for this is pretty quick anyway, so it can make sense. And his down special can be Time Warp. With a medium cooldown, this can allow him to slow down the speed of enemy projectiles and attacks within a given radius, just as he's able to perceive visions of his enemy attacks beforehand in Xenoblade Chronicles. And his final smash, which would have you call upon 2 of his friends to perform a powerful chain attack in the same fight style as Xenoblade Chronicles. Or, and major spoilers by the way, I suggest skipping ahead if you don't want Xenoblade Chronicles spoiled for you, but you could instead unlock the true Monado, removing all cooldowns on his specials and buffing up everything else. Basically, he'll wreck shit up. So, where other sword fighters are either in your face, power characters, spacers, weapon specialists, or just plain cheap, Shulk can be extremely technical, forcing players to make the most of his specials and smashes without damaging too much of his morale, in order to change up the course of battle. But how about you? Do you want Shulk in the game? And if so, how do you see him playing out? Sound off in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more things Smash Bros. And I'll see you all next time.